Hi guys, today I'll be painting a Deathwatch Marine. To give you a heads up, I won't be showing you the heat damage and the Imperial Fist shoulder pad on the Space Marine. I started off with a base coat of Chaos Black, and I'm gonna apply a first highlight through an airbrush using a mixture of 4 parts black, 1 part black grey and 1 part turquoise. Once it has been applied, I'll apply a next highlight through an airbrush, going further to the outside to strengthen the previous layer. This layer consists of 4 parts black, 2 parts black grey and 2 parts turquoise. Once this is dry, I'm gonna apply a first edge highlight to the armor. This will consist of 4 parts black, 2 parts black grey, 2 parts turquoise and 1 part white. I make sure I get every edge on the model. Now I mix in 2 parts white to the mixture and I'm gonna apply another edge highlight. This time I'll only do the upper parts and the outer parts of the model so that the previous highlight is still showing. Once this is dry, I'm gonna apply a coat of gunmetal to all the metallic parts. To achieve a shade on the metallic parts, I'll wash it with Nuln oil. Once this is dry, I'll apply a coat of silver to the left arm of the model. I'll also apply a light dry brush to all the other metallic parts. For the next stage, I made an oil wash out of lamp black and white spirit. Please do this in a well ventilated room. I used a wash of roughly this consistency. Unfortunately, I lost the footage of me applying it to the model, and this is the result after the wash has dried. It will take some time to dry, roughly 24 hours. You can put it in front of a fan. I wouldn't recommend using a hairdryer or something. It will buff the oil wash. The next stage, I apply a final edge highlight to the armor of a ghost grey, and I'll only do the most outer edges and where I feel like there should be an extra light effect. Then charred brown has been applied to all leather and red parts. After this, the red parts are painted gory red. I then wash the red parts with galesburg crimson to achieve a shade. Next, a mixture of 1 part charred brown and 1 part earth has been made, and I'll make the first highlight on the leather parts. This is then followed by a wash of airbrush Earthshade. This is to strengthen the shading on the leather parts. Once that's dry, a mixture of 1 part charred brown and 1 part earth is made to paint on the next highlight. I'm leaving the airbrush visible and a little bit of the previous highlight. A final highlight of pure earth is then be applied. I only painted the outer edges of the leather parts. Next I paint in the red parts with gory red, leaving the shade we applied earlier visible. You see me drag the paint out to the outer side of the model. This strengthens the highlight effect. A mixture of 1 part gory red and 1 part bloody red has then been used to strengthen the highlight even further. This is then followed by an edge highlight of bloody red. Next I made a wash of 4 parts blue tone, 1 part dark tone and 5 parts glaze medium to wash in the metallic arm of the Deathwatch Marine. I do this to achieve the hint of blue on the finished model in the arm. I now use ultramarine blue to paint the wire. This is followed by a highlight of ultramarine blue and electric blue in a 1:1 ratio. And pure electric blue has been used to paint on a really thin highlight on the upper parts of the cable. After this I apply a coat of earth to the purity seal. With hex lesion the actual seal has been painted. Using old copper I will block in the golden parts of the model. I now use airbrush Earthshade to wash the purity seal and the golden parts. With earth I apply a first highlight to the purity seal, leaving the airbrush Earthshade visible in the deeper parts of the purity seal. A mixture of 1 part earth and 1 part bone white has then been used to paint on the next highlight on the purity seal. This is followed by a thick edge highlight of bone white. And as a final highlight I'll use a mixture of bone white and dead white in a 1:1 ratio, painting the edges only. Using dwarven gold I'm now gonna highlight the golden parts on the model, leaving a bit of the shading visible we did earlier. With silver I now highlight the metal arm of the Deathwatch Marine. I also apply a thin highlight to the golden parts to make them appear a bit more shiny. This is then followed by a wash of Seraphon sepia on the golden parts. This makes the gold look more natural. A mix of Hex Legion and Gory Red in a 1:1 ratio is then used to apply a first highlight to the seal of the purity seal. 1 part Warlord Purple is then added to this mixture to achieve the next highlight. Stay away from the deepest recesses on this one. An extra part of Warlord Purple is then added to the mixture and used to strengthen the previous highlight. And then I'll add 1 part of white to the mixture and highlight it once more. That white has then been used to paint in the lenses and the eye. A glaze of light red has then been painted into the eye. I took the model outside for a coat of varnish, and once the varnish is dry, I use clear orange from Tamiya to paint in the lenses. This will give a nice shine effect. I apply the varnish before this because if I do it the other way around, the varnish would ruin this effect. With Tamiya clear, I paint in the display on the arm and the eye. I couldn't get the heat effect on camera correctly, so I did it off camera. I'll do a separate video on that in the future. Imperial Fist shoulder pad I didn't show as well. I'm gonna do a video on Imperial Fist as well in the future. So I hope you liked this video. Please like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment if you think I should change anything or add anything to my videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time, guys.